Be Real just went off. You guys look so good. There's a super wide spectrum of dating advice on the internet. Most of us have probably come into contact with it at some point. You have some people who are genuinely interested in helping you have fun, safe dating experiences. And then you have crazy men giving misogynist advice to women. I will now give you 5 seconds to guess which one this video is about. Wow, you got it! I recently found out about this guy, George Morcos1, and he makes really specific dating advice videos. George has 2.7 million subscribers. You might have actually seen one of his more popular videos.
Ladies, don't you love it when a guy stops texting you for hours and then he hits you with the random, "What are you doing?" You know what you respond with? Losing interest. How about you? And now you watch his anxiety rise.
That little laugh at the end is so insidious.
And now you watch his anxiety rise.
Now you watch his anxiety rise. This guy's out here giving dating advice while talking like the Joker. Ladies, when a guy doesn't text you back, all you gotta do is introduce a little chaos. Then he slams a guy's head into a pencil or something. This is a perfect example of George's content though, because it's kind of just him saying a quote that you could find on your aunt's Facebook, but he's kind of trying to be sultry and ladies, your man's not treating you right. You gotta take over Gotham City. And sometimes it's not even advice, it's just a sentence.
Every girl has that one blonde best friend that never takes her advice.
That's just a thing he said. Usually when you see people doing stuff like this, it's so that when someone watches it and they have that kind of friend, they send it to them and boost the engagement. But I do also like to think that maybe George just met one woman who had a friend like that and was like, oh my god, this is a universal experience. This is everybody. And then you have other content that's a little bit more confusing. Again, that's just something he's saying. Why is it a thirst trap? I don't understand why it's him being sometimes you can talk to someone too much. I'm gonna kidnap the mayor. I don't know what the Joker does, but that's the last Joker joke, I promise. And of course, George wouldn't be a TikTok dating influencer if he didn't engage in some light misogyny.
Yo, what are you wearing?
What do you mean?
What is that?
A bathing suit.
Where's the rest of it?
This is a bikini.
Do me a favor, go back inside and change right now. You're not gonna have these guys stare at you over here. I'm not fucking doing that.
I get that he's playing a character in that one. You know, it's POV, you have a controlling boyfriend. But I will admit that initially when I saw that title, I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be there's a controlling boyfriend and he's gonna play some other character. It's hey man, let her be herself. But no, it's POV, I'm your controlling boyfriend. I control you. I'm a bad guy. It's wild to me too, because George is this is a controlling boyfriend. But I think a lot of people might read that situation and be what actually is happening in that video is abusive? I went to the comments to see how people were feeling about it. This is not controlling or insecure, it's protecting your woman. You also have other people who are saying this is one very controlling narcissist, run fast. And I would kind of agree with that. Sounds like son. What does that mean? This sounds just like my son. He's a huge asshole to his girlfriend.
Let's talk about the evil eye. My brother, if she wears that anywhere on her body, necklace or bracelet, or has it in her IG bio, my brother, run.
So this is kind of George's catchphrase. He makes a generalization about women and then he tells us, the viewer, to run.
Run.
But back to what this TikTok is actually about. He's talking about the evil eye emoji. So I know very little about this, but from what I understand, he's referring to that emoji, which is the Nazar. If I'm mispronouncing that, my bad, let me know. In fact, on the Wikipedia page for Nazar Amulet is the emoji that he mentioned. Which is interesting because as far as I know, the Nazar as a symbol is not evil. It actually is the opposite. It's supposed to ward off evil. It says here that the amulet is believed to protect against the evil eye. If I'm wrong about any of this, take it with a grain of salt. But it's really interesting to me that he's if she has this symbol in her bio, run. Maybe this is a bit of a self-report. Maybe he's being remember, we're evil. If you see that symbol, it's gonna get you. Run. George meets somebody wearing this amulet and he just goes
if she drinks coffee every morning, If she has regular headaches, stomach problems, if her hands and feet are always cold, and she overthinks everything, my brother, wife her up.
This is kind of a welcome change of pace, though. He's not telling us to run from a woman because of a certain trait. He's telling us to marry her instead.
Wife her up.
In George's world, in the Morkos verse, you can either marry someone or run away from them as fast as possible. Those are the two things you can do. Fight or flight, more like marry or flight. Wife or flight. Fuck! Also, these are bizarre criteria for marriage. She drinks coffee every morning and she gets frequent headaches. First of all, I think she might just be drinking too much coffee. And second of all, these are going to be really weird vows to listen to. I love the way that you drink coffee every morning and get headaches all the time. I even love the way that you have really poor circulation and dry skin and you're always coughing up blood into a handkerchief and hiding it. And if you're watching these TikToks frantically scratching down notes about what you have to look for in a potential wife, don't worry, there's more criteria.
If she's always tired, her back is always aching, her stomach is always bothering her, and she has one A in her name, my brother, wife her up. Right now.
I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but this video does describe me. I have one A in my name, I get frequent back pain, my stomach bothers me, I'm a mess. If anybody is looking to wife me up, feel free, I guess. Obviously, these ones are pretty harmless, like they're just kind of him, I think, listing things and having fun. We do get treated to a little bit more misogyny, though, before the day is out.
Never argue with a girl, and I mean never, when she's on her period or when she's hungry. Instead, my brother, do yourself a favor and run.
Okay, so outside of how messed up it is to be like, a woman on her period is so scary, the thought of a guy actually running away because he finds out that a woman is either on her period or hungry is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Fellas, if you're ever out and about and you find out a woman is hungry or on her period, fly before her powers become too great. She will entomb you in her amulet with her dark spells. He's 43? Dude, why are you posting like this? You are too old to be drafted. Why are you posting this? I mean, good for him if he is actually 43 because he does look like he could be like in his like late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, physically he's in great shape for his age. Mentally, I don't know, he might want to go out and like experience more of the world. It seems like he has a very like narrow viewpoint on most things. But also he was trapped inside of an amulet for most of that time, so I'll cut him some slack. I will say though, his age does show in his behavior.
You look like such a daddy.
I look like such a what?
A daddy?
A daddy? Is that supposed to turn me on, that you call me daddy? That shit ain't attractive. I'm not your daddy. Do I look like your father to you? No, exactly. So don't call me daddy.
Hey, Jesus Christ, I won't, Mom. But yeah, that's 43-year-old behavior. You don't get that mad at someone for saying you look like a daddy unless you are at the age where you should be one and aren't. I also love imagining that he just didn't tell her what the video was going to be before recording. It'll be super quick. Just call me daddy and then I'll react to it. Okay, you look like such a daddy right now. Wait, what? No, that's disgusting. You know, get the fuck out of my apartment. I asked you to record a normal chill video and this is what you're doing. Get out of here. Your spells won't work on me. Go! So that's what George's content is like. And like I said earlier, he's really trying to drive engagement, I think. Like everything he makes is meant to be like, oh, that sounds like me, or like, oh, that's like my controlling boyfriend. And then you like engage with the content, you share it, you go to his profile, you click on the link in his bio. And that's where things get interesting. When I first wrote this video, it was a month or so ago, and George's bio had a Amazon link. I assumed it was an Amazon storefront, but when I clicked on it, it was actually a book that he had written. Just kidding, it's a pamphlet that he had written. It's 9 pages long and it costs $5. That's around 50 cents per page. If Harry Potter cost that much, it would be $150. Now, I said I originally wrote this video a month ago, and in the time between then and now, George has changed his bio. It's now his Instagram and a Discord link, and you need an invite to join. So for now, I guess I'm stuck with just reading the book because I did spend money on it. I spent money that I earned at my job on it. Let's check it out. A Complete Guide to a Happy Relationship, written by George Morcos. That's what we like to see, baby. A successful and happy relationship is something that everyone wants, but it can be difficult to attain. As a woman, it's important to know how to keep your man happy, spot red flags, and avoid cheating. So it seems like George is writing this book to give women advice, which, as we've seen, he's so good at.
Ladies,
Communication is key. One of the most important factors in any relationship is communication. Women often struggle with expressing their feelings and needs. Yeah, women often struggle with expressing their feelings. Men, we got it on a lock. We're so good at it. Number 2, keep the romance alive. By the way, I have never breezed through chapters like this. This is a really engaging read. I mean, I feel like I'm reading a chapter a minute. Surprise your man with thoughtful gestures, plan date nights, and show affection in small ways throughout the day. It's like, just, be nice to your partner. Do nice things for them. The thing that feels weird is that George thought this was groundbreaking enough to put into a book, magazine, pamphlet, flyer. All right, chapter 3. This should be a juicy one. It's spotting red flags. Also, I'm just now noticing that the symbol for this book is a broken heart. What kind of message is that sending? This is so ominous. Red flags can be difficult to identify, but it's important to be aware of them. Some common red flags include controlling behavior,
Back inside, change.
jealousy,
You're not gonna have this guy stare at you. I'm not fucking with you.
and disrespect.
Yo, what are you wearing? Where's the rest of it?
If you notice any of these behaviors in your partner, it's important to address them and seek professional help if necessary. Yeah, man, I think you should address them and you should seek professional help if necessary. Chapter 4, avoiding cheating. Make sure to keep the lines of communication open and address any issues or concerns you have with your partner. But hey, if you meet someone else and they drink more coffee than your partner and they get more severe headaches than them, I mean, these things happen. I can't blame you. Conclusion. Okay, cool. We have been reading for 6 minutes and we have finished the book. That is really cool. A happy and successful relationship takes work and commitments from both partners. By focusing on communication, keeping the romance alive, spotting red flags, and avoiding cheating, you can build a healthy and fulfilling relationship that lasts. Okay, why did I pay $5 for that? This is the most useless book I've ever seen in my life. This is officially a book review. This book gets 0 pages out of 10. There's 0 book here. It's not a book. This feels like he had to do a book report on his own TikToks and he didn't read the book. Now that's probably why he took the link out of his bio, so you got me there, George. I guess you also realized how dumb this book is. 0 pages out of 10. Usually George's content is the dumb stuff that we've looked at where it's like, wife her up if she's over 4 feet tall, or like, everybody has a friend with hair. But the stuff that isn't that is the misogynist stuff, and honestly, George, knock it off. Stop normalizing weird, controlling boyfriend behavior. Stop yelling at the person doing a video for you for calling you daddy. Stop acting like a woman on her period is the scariest thing you can think of. That's all weird, dude. You're 43. You got 2.7 million people following you. The things you say are gonna have an impact, But I don't know. You guys let me know what you thought about George's content in the comments below, and let me know if there's anything else you've seen, wacky or otherwise, that you'd like me to make a video about. I love getting suggestions from you guys. I think it's a great way to find new video topics. So yeah, leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys a bunch for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe, and if you stuck around this long, make sure to tune in next time, because I am going to be doing a YouTuber boxing match against the guy who runs Defunct Land. I'm gonna get in the ring with the guy who runs Defunct Land. All right, goodbye.